I'm Liam,
I'm Galen.
and for our project, we created a tire, and so our tire has a nail in it, and so for the for the variables that we highlighted were the height of the nail and the distance traveled of the tire, and so the relationship between the two is the height of the nail is determined where the like how the tire is rotating. And so the um the radius or the diameter of the wheel itself is 7.5 inches. So the radius is 3.75. And we calculated the circumference of the wheel using the circumference formula, which was 23.6 inches. So this helped us determine that the one full rotation for the wheel was 23.6 inches. And then so how it can be modeled. So the as the wheel rotates, the nail travels that way, and then as it rotates back, once it hits the bottom, it rotates the other way, which is represented in the sine function here. And Galen, do you want to talk about the like how we calculated the amplitude and the d value and stuff?
Yeah, so we calculated the amplitude by using this formula where we had the y max minus y min over 2. And so we plugged that in by using a is 7.5 minus 0 over 2. And so that's just 3.75. So the amplitude we found was 3.75. And then for the d value, we used the formula y max plus y min over 2. And so that ended up being the same thing, 7.5 plus 0 over 2. So the d value is also 3.75. Um,
And then so for after we got those two values, we also the third value, which was the p value, which was the period, so 23.6 inches. And then down here we calculated or we figured out the equation, and that would be so we'd have 3.75 times cosine and then 360 over 23.6, so 360 because it's 360 degrees for one rotation. And then times theta, which you'll find out later in the video what theta is, and then plus 3.75. So this is our uh like diagram of it, and then here we have the equation, and so this is what we had up here, the starting equation, and then we simplified it. So we did 360 over 23.6, which came out to 15.25. So then we had negative 3.75 cosine times 15.25 theta plus 3.75. And then Galen, do you want to talk about like the
yeah. So for our question that we came up with, we did what is the height of the nail at 100 inches? And so we just plugged in 100 into the equation for theta. And so with that all calculated out, that ended up being like around 3.42 inches, which was the height of the nail was around 3.42 inches.
yeah, so Galen already said this, but like the height of the nail at 100 inches, 100 inches traveled was 3.42. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for our diagram. And overall, we just decide we use the sinusoidal function to figure out the height of the nail in the tire after it traveled 100 inches. All right.
Thanks. See
Thank
ya.
you.